Hello. Oh, I'm in a different room. Hello, Kelly. Lovely to see you. I'm glad you're here. I wonder what have you been doing, Kelly? Kelly? Are you reading tarot? Are you into tarot? What would you like to do? Would you like to ask me a question or tell me what you've been doing? What should we do? Should we chat? I've got a list of questions that I will get through as we move on with the live. But yeah, it was quite a busy Easter actually for readings. I was quite surprised. I was expecting it to be really quiet, but actually no, it wasn't. Okay. All right. Well, I tell you what I'll do. I'll do my first question, which is for Hema. So Hema isn't here, but never mind. Okay, this is a question for Hema. Hema wants to know, can Rory and I make our relationship work? Let me just move this here so I can read it properly. There we go. Hema wants to know, can Rory and I make our relationship work? So let's have a look. It's always quite interesting doing these, answering these questions with one card and seeing what comes up. It's a nice challenge. So let's see. Now, obviously, this is a yes-no question. And I do like to reword questions that are yes-no questions because it just, you get a better answer. So, hello, Tracy. So, I think what we should ask for Hema is, what is the potential of the relationship that Rory is offering Hema? What is the potential of the relationship that Rory is offering Hema? And that should give her answer, I think. Okay, let's have a look. What have we got? So we've got the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands is quite a defensive card, isn't it? And we can see here we've got this figure here. Is this fire energy because we're in Wands? Hello. Oops. Yes. Oh, hi, Jen. Hi, Kelly. We've got a very defensive energy. So the potential of this relationship that Rory is going to deliver to Hema, for me, feels a little bit challenging. This looks like Hema is always on the back foot, because that's literally what this card is. It's on the back foot, but it's defending your position. So it might well be that Rory is very upfront in his opinions of what should and shouldn't be. And maybe Hema is having to defend her position on that in return. And I would say it probably catches her off guard. The being on the back foot is actually quite a big part of this card, and taking it on, it's like but it feels like a battle, honestly. So if I was gonna answer this in a yes no capacity, what I would say is probably not over the long term, because it would be exhausting and probably not very good either for your mental health or your self-esteem. Because if you're living in this energy for too long, it's going to wear you down. So Hema, I think the answer is probably no. If it works at all, it is, and in fact should be fairly short term. if you can't get past this, with you constantly feeling you're fighting the odds, constantly feeling that you're battling away against whatever, was it Rory, whatever Rory is throwing down at you, I think you probably need to look at the reality of the of how the relationship actually makes you feel. Okay. Because what happens in relationships where we're constantly battling the odds is we get very used to it, and also we're investing a lot. So Hema, you will have been investing a lot of energy into that relationship, and I think that's really hard to walk away from, isn't it, when you've been investing all of this, pushing against the odds, fighting for it. And that's really hard to let go, because it gets a little bit addictive, and also it becomes your new normal. And I think you've got to be careful of that being your new normal, or old normal. Normal. You have to be careful of it being normal, because it's not normal, and that needs to be looked at. Okay. All right, sweetie. I hope that's okay. Right. Kelly Guri. Kelly. Right, Janice, please tell me. Let's put this up. Hey, Amanda. Lovely to see you. Okay, so Kelly wants to know, please tell me if I should invest in property this year. Okay. Oh, no pressure for me then, Kelly. Hey. All right. All right, well, I tell you what then, because we don't really want to do yes/no questions. So let's reword it, and let's say, what will be the result to you, Kelly, if you invest in property this year? All right. Hello, Karen A. Excellent. Okay. What will be the result for Kelly if she invests in property this year? Gosh. Okay. Well, that's the 8 of Wands. That's very interesting, because that doesn't really. There it is. That doesn't really give me a positive yes or no. It doesn't say no for sure, but it's talking about how it gets you on a slipstream, because this is an energy which is, once you're on the train, you're not getting off. So it's not expansion. What's the word I'm looking for? It is escalation is what it is. It's escalation. So it's an energy that takes on a life of its own. So yes, I think that's fine. That isn't saying that it's bad. It's just saying that it becomes, I think it sort of becomes all you can see. Let me just ask it a different way, Kelly. Let me ask, what will be the specifically financial results? I think that's what you want to know, really, isn't it? What will be the financial result of investing into property this year for Kelly? Oh, God. So they're really, really similar. So the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is a short burst of energy. It's like, but then it kind of burns out. So what this is saying is it's going to be a hell of a ride. And it's not for the faint-hearted. I wonder if it's telling you that you really need to look at your why here, because both of those cards are just really powerful fire energy cards, but they can be burnout. Well, not so much the 8 of Wands, that's just speed, but the Knight of Wands is threatens that you feel a bit burned out at the end of it, or you run out of passion for the end of it, or, you know, so maybe what it's saying is maybe this is an instruction to flip. Maybe this is short term. So if you're investing, it's like you're going to have to flip it quickly. You're going to have to just do that. Okay. That's it's not saying no, Kelly. It's not saying no. It's just saying that I think you've got to stay in control of the process and make sure you don't overreach. And perhaps if you are investing, maybe sell it on, or you've got to keep it moving and for it not to burn out. It's a difficult one to control, but it isn't telling you that you'll take a loss. For sure, it isn't. So I hope that helps. That's good. Eva, Steph, hope that's all right, Kelly. We've got another property one here. Oh my goodness, property is the name of the game tonight, isn't it? Can you tell me if it's a good idea to invest in the renovation of a property I live in at the moment? Okay. All right. That's all right, Kelly. Kelly, did that make sense to you? I mean, obviously, I don't know your circumstance. Did it make sense to you? I never know. All right, we're going to do Eva next. Is it a good idea to invest in renovation of the property I live in at the moment? Okay. Right, Eva. Let's have a look at Eva. What will be the result to Eva of investing in the property that she's living in right now? Well, that's about as much of a yes as you can get, Eva, isn't it? That's the 9 of Cups. That's going to make you very happy. I'm going to move out of that sun. That's great. That's yes. No need to fuss with that. No need to dig down. It's going to make you happy. Go ahead and do it. Wishes granted. All good. 9 of Cups. Personal happiness. We like it. There you go. My pleasure. You can thank me later. Excellent. All right, what else have we got? We've got, oh my goodness, another one. Okay, let's do this one for Amanda then. Hold on, Amanda. There we go, this one. Right, could you look at if we should renovate our house? Same question. That's all right, Amanda. I took the please as being implicit. I didn't notice its absence. Okay. That's all right, Eva. That was good news, wasn't it? That was very clear. All right. So Amanda, should Amanda renovate house? Same question as Eva. Okay. Right. What will be the result? What will be the result of Amanda renovating the house in which she's living at the moment? I'll have some guidance, please. Oh, look at this. This is our favorite card, isn't it, tonight? So we've got the 7 of Wands. So, I mean, it's not saying no, is it, Amanda? But what it is saying is that it's going to be a lot, right? And maybe it's going to feel like a bit of a battle. So, you know, you can take it on. You absolutely can, but you're going to feel really up against it. And you're going to have to fight your corner around something. So somebody around you may have a different point of view, or may, you know, just not make it easy for you. Yes, it is going to be a lot. It really is. But it is saying you can do it. You can do it, but you've got to be prepared for. You've got to be prepared for it to be a challenge, because it will be, and that's not going to be easy. Again, we've got this thing of it being on the back foot. It's like it's firefighting, isn't it? It's like maybe the tradesmen are going to argue, and It's going to feel like you're having to really go into battle for what you want here. Still. Ah, that's the husband, is it? Well, they're a troublesome lot, husbands, aren't they? I have one myself. I know the feeling. All right. Good, good. Okay. There we go. Let's take that one off for now. Oh, hold on. Good, good. All right. Let's do one of my offline ones. Let's do Roy. Roy wants to know, will I get the job I want? Okay, so we're doing this one for Roy. Roy's not online, but he's asked me if I will ask this question. So, okay. This is for Roy. Again, yes, no question. Let's reword it. Oh, I've just seen, thank you, Eva. That's very kind of you to say so. Okay. Let's reword it because, you know, we want to try and avoid yes, no questions if we can. Let's just ask how will Roy feel about the reply that he gets from his job application? Could ask that. There are several different ways we could ask the question, but let's see what we get with that. Okay. I don't think you'll take the job, Roy. I don't think you're going to take it. See, here's the thing with this. So this is a very slow moving energy. This is the Hanged Man. So there's going to be, you know, classic reading of the Hanged Man. There's going to be delays. It's going to be very slow moving. And I asked, how will Roy feel about the reply he gets in result to his job offer, or the job that he's applied to? And what I think is, over time, it will take some time for that to happen. I think it's going to be quite slow with delays, but he's going to change his mind. That's what I think. I don't think you'll take it, Roy. I think you may be offered it, but I don't think you'll take it. I think there's something in the wait that makes you change your perspective, because that's what the Hanged Man is all about. It is about, over time, we change the way we see something, we change the way we think about it. So you see, that's the thing about not asking yes, no questions, right? Because, you know, I mean, I guess we could have got the same answer if we'd asked the same question, will Roy get the job, and we got the Hanged Man. I mean, we may have just said, well, yes, but there'll be a big delay. And that didn't really tell him anything. There is going to be a delay for sure. And I guess he'll get it. But this gives us a little bit of extra information, doesn't it? Because I don't think he'll take it. So it's interesting to see how these cards are angled, isn't it? Okay. Who's been doing tarot? How are you doing? What do I see on here? Jay. How are you doing, Jay? You've been busy, tarot wise? Building up your confidence, I think, is what we talked about last time I saw you. Hello, Karen. Nice to meet you too. Karen, did you get your deck? I think I sent you a deck, didn't I? Did you get it yet? I hope you did. I'm pretty sure it was you I sent the deck to. All right, let's have a look. I've got Sharon here. Oh, look, this is an interesting one. Will Zoe ever forgive me? Oh, okay. This is for Sharon. Sharon wants to know, will Zoe ever forgive her? All right. So again, what does Sharon need to know about Zoe forgiving her? What should she prepare for? Let's do it like that. What should she prepare for regarding Zoe forgiving her? Let's have a look. Oh. Oh dear. Oh dear. Sharon, I'm not sure I can promise you this is going to work out in the way you want it to, because Zoe is really dug in here. And so there is a good deal of stubbornness to the Emperor card. The Emperor card is where we are not letting our emotions make any decisions for us, and it's a line in the sand is the Emperor card. It is basically in control of the energy, and it's saying this is the way it's going to work. So Zoe is not gonna let any emotion call the shots here. I have a feeling you might need to just accept the situation as it is, sweetie, because whatever Zoe has decided about how the situation has played out, or what was okay for her and wasn't, she's built a big old boundary, which is what this hydro dam is. And this hydro dam restricts the flow of emotion to create an environment in which she feels she can work. So I'm really sorry, Sharon. I think you might have to just accept things as they are, because I'm not sure Zoe is going to budge or soften. There's no budging and there's no softening in the Emperor card. It just doesn't happen, I'm afraid. Oops. Oh, that's sad. Okay. Does anybody else on the chat want to ask me a question? I've got some more questions on my pad I can ask, but I'd like to mix them up. So Karen, I was asking you, did you get the deck? You're applying for a job too. What can you expect the outcome to be? Okay, I can ask that. Okay. Let's see. What will be the outcome of Karen's job application? Five of Wands. So a bit of a battle then. I think you'll be quite conflicted about this. It doesn't say you won't get it though, does it? But it feels like you're kind of fighting yourself on this, I think, a little bit. Maybe the situation is going to leave you a bit conflicted as well. Interesting energy. Oh, you got the Marseille deck. Yes, of course. Do you know, I just remembered having a conversation, Karen, about a deck with you, and it was the Marseille deck. Of course it was. So yeah, so the outcome of your job application will leave you a bit conflicted, I think. And again, it doesn't say that you won't get it, but it is a bit. It's not an easy energy, is it? And it doesn't it doesn't promise a simple outcome. So I'm going to presume you may well get, you know, you're having to stand up for yourself and fight the odds a little bit to, you know, to sort of to do it, really. So I think you've got a good chance of getting it. I don't know why I think that from the Five of Wands, but I kind of do, because that to me looks like you doing the job, but it being a bit of a battle. And yeah, so that's what I think, Karen. But it doesn't look. I'm just going to, do you know what? I'm going to take you another card. I'm going to take some guidance for you, because that doesn't actually look to me like a really comfortable outcome, does it? Okay, and there you are. This is your guidance. So I'm not sure what this is. This is guidance around the job. So I don't know whether this is a great energy, Karen, if I'm honest with you. And it looks to me like it's again, we've got endings here. We've got, you know, it's not comfortable. Yeah, I know, but look, we've got death here. I mean, it's just change, isn't it? It's just change, and things will end as a result of this. And I think you will be challenged by that change. You will be challenged by the change. It's a big change, and things will have to go by the board because of it. So, you know, just be aware of that, and let's see what happens. Oh yes, I know, Amanda. I remember sending your mum the deck. It's a shame you have to wait so long, isn't it? Okay. All right. What have we got? We've got Kelly. Kelly wants to know, will her brother Tony's financial situation change for the better? Okay. Let's just, well, I'm just going to leave that as a yes, no, and let's just see what comes up. I don't know. I just feel like I don't want to reword it. I don't know why. Let's see. Well, there you go. Well, you know, the Ten of Wands, Kelly, is a tough one. And what I think this is doing here is, I think this is saying, no, it won't, not on its own. Because this is a 10, it's coming to the end of an energy cycle. So this energy has gone as far as it can go without a new dose of inspiration or a new idea of some sort. It isn't going to change. This is, you have to change this yourself, because this is an energy that you're just doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it, and you're just doing it. You've run out of inspiration, you've run out of energy. There's no joy in the Ten of Wands at all. None. So this has to end. This has to stop. And he's going to have to come up with some new inspiration to do something different about his situation. No, it isn't going to just change. And that's quite important, actually, really important. I'm glad I didn't word it, because that says he's got to change tack or change path completely. Maybe he has to become re-inspired as to either a different way of doing things. Yeah. There we go. Oh, Tracy, it was you I sent the deck to, wasn't it? I knew I'd sent it. I knew I'd sent the deck to Amanda, but I knew there was somebody else. I'm glad you enjoy it. I'm glad you enjoy it, Tracy. Thank you. That's brilliant. Okay. All right. Okay. What else have we got? I have got, oh, let's do Jack. Is Lenny, is it Lonnie? Is Lonnie interested in me? Oh, got some romance. Okay, this is for Jack. Is Lonnie interested in me? Okay, so let's ask then, how does Lonnie feel romantically about Jack? Let's ask it like that. That should make it fairly clear, shouldn't it? How does Lonnie feel romantically about Jack? Mm-hmm. I think he does, Jack, yes. I think he is interested in you. This is confidence. He's very confident. I think that's great. I like that. I think you should just run off into the sunset together and we can all wave you goodbye. So Jack, wonderful. I'm so happy to deliver some good news. Jack, Lonnie would appear to be interested in you and would appear to feel quite confident in that. So I think lean in, sweetie. Definitely. Okay. Let me see. What else have we got? Yeah, Tracy, have you read with the deck yet? How have you found it? How have you found it to be different from your Rider-Waite deck? Have you read with it yet? I'm always interested. Yeah. How did you find the energy? How did you find the energy of it? How did it differ? Because I think it differs quite a lot energetically from to the normal Rider-Waite deck. It is very straightforward. It is a very straightforward deck. It is. There is no there's no fuzziness. It is extremely straightforward. Yes, it's a very straight talking deck, isn't it? The readings are very, very literal and very, very clear. When I first got it, because I hadn't read with it, even though I designed it, obviously I hadn't read with it, and it was a little bit of a challenge, you know. And when the prototypes arrived, I was quite nervous. I thought, oh, I hope it's going to be okay, because I've been reading for Rider-Waite for millennia. I just had a standard issue Rider-Waite. That was my tool. I just never bothered with another deck. And I thought, wow, what if I don't like my own deck? It's going to be really awkward, isn't it? And what I read with it, it was like a sports car, just meow. Let me see. So what are you saying here? Hold on. Let's see. One time we asked if our football team would win, it said 9 of Wands, which is a yes, but he's on the ropes. The next card said if they don't, 4 of Cups. Yes. Is it a yes? I'm not sure that I would necessarily say it was a yes. I mean, it's certainly a certain, yes. That's I'm glad. Well, no, I'm not glad at all. But I wouldn't have taken that as a yes. You see, because yeah, no, I think they would just. I think they. It's almost like they're still in. They're not beaten overall, right? But they've taken a hit. See, that's the thing with the Nine of Wands. They've taken a hit, and they're okay. What's next? Because the Nine of Wands is building up for what's next. There's no victory in the Nine of Wands. You see, it doesn't. It doesn't. Well, it's not an ongoing battle, Amanda. It's having been through a battle and feeling a bit punch drunk from it. And that Four of Cups is like, it's just like whatever. So yeah, let me see. The training deck says, training deck I learned. Let me just put this up. Hold on, let me so I can read it properly. The training deck I learned yes or no with says it's a yes, but I would question that it's a yes. I would like to know their reasoning for that. Honestly, I would challenge their logic with that. I don't think it's a yes. I think it's up the dangerous end of the Wands run, isn't it? And there isn't any any joy in that at all. So I would be very hesitant to call it a yes. And I would say, Tracy, one of the things that I try and do on this is to demonstrate that, you know, tarot doesn't like yes no questions. It really doesn't. It really likes to go with the nuance. And so to get the best answer, what I would have asked in that would have been, how will the team feel after the match? And unless they felt jubilant and happy, I would say it was probably a no, you know. So they're not beaten overall. They haven't given up. For sure they haven't given up. They're still in, like they're in for the next round. That's the point of that card. Let me just show everybody the card, because not everybody has this deck. There you go. See, that's not a winning card, is it? That's you know, feeling a bit punch drunk and but ready for the next round. That's how I would take it. So I would be I would try and not do yes no questions, because it does make it ever so complicated. If you simplify your question so you let tarot answer your question in a really, you know, straightforward way, you'll make it easier on yourself, I think. Okay, what else have we got? Good. Okay, where's that? Okay, but it is a can of worms, you know, asking yes no questions. I've been having a go with a I've got a pendulum here. I quite like pendulums. I don't think they're infallible, though, but they give quite a good indication. It would be interesting to oh, what's that? My son, let's put that up. My son had me read, oh, Mike Tyson. Blimey. Well, that would have been I don't know what the result of that was, but it doesn't look fun, does it? Right. in your deck, it could have meant yes, but looking at your cards, I don't understand that. A page of wands. Yeah, see, here's the other thing, Tracy, and this is what I would also really. Hello, Yashi, very nice to meet you. Here's what I would also do. I mean, this is just the way I do it, right? Nobody has to do anything I say, but I'm just as a little thing. What I would do is, if you have a question, really nail it down. Don't take 3 cards in answer to one question, because even though, yes, we can read it as a sentence, I don't know what the results of that was. Maybe he did win. I mean, the Emperor is a very dominant card for sure. So if Mike Tyson won, then maybe, I don't know, but somebody dominated, yes. But gosh, I mean, for me, I don't know. I'd struggle to see a win. I mean, yeah, I would. Who won? Who won that? The young man ended the Emperor. So is it who won? Did the young guy win? That was the result. Yeah, I mean, Page of Wands is a young energy for sure. Yeah, I would just keep your questioning really tight, and it will just make it clearer. That's all. Tarot really likes it when we're very specific. So if we take multiple cards in answer for a question, it just, for me, it just overcomplicates it. Just make sure you nail every question down and make the card work for its living. Gosh. Well, I guess Tyson is, I guess Tyson had to take a hit. I'm not surprised it was 10 of Swords. That's pretty horrible, isn't it? Okay, let's have a look at what we've got. Okay. See, I have no idea about boxing matches, even though I have a boxer on my cards. None at all. Okay, so Yashi, did you want to ask a question? Yashi, very nice to meet you. Okay, so while Yashi is thinking about that, I'll do another question from my list. Who have we got? Stacy. Oh, good. Okay, Stacy wants to know about Dave and her potentially reuniting. All right. So, what is the best Stacy can expect from Dave regarding getting back together? Let's ask that. What is the best Stacy can expect from Dave regarding getting back together? Oh, the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups would say probably yes. I would think yes. What can she expect from Dave was the question. So yes, I would say probably yes. And this is it's very nice. It's very nice. It's very idealistic. So whether or not this is going to make me sound really cynical, yeah. But the Knight of Cups is a bit in love with love, and he's fueled by love. He's fueled by being in love with love and his own romantic journey. Because the Knight of Cups, you see, isn't interested really in anybody else. That's why the bride is on the back. So he's not letting the bride necessarily drive. It's just a little thing. Just keep an eye on whether the vision is all Dave's, and make sure that this is again sustainable. It's very romantic and it's lovely and it's a romantic vision, but we have to be very practical here, I think, in knowing that it's you know, it's Dave's vision that Dave is powered by. Dave's romantic vision that Dave is powered by. So I would manage expectations as to the longevity of the relationship. We'll see. We'll see. But yes, the question was, can you get back together? And the answer is probably yes. I've spoiled it for you, Stacey, I know. But probably yes. Yes, I know, Amanda, the bride is on the back, riding pillion in Dave's vision. All right. What else have we got? We've got Angela. Will I get promotion? Right. Okay. What can Angela expect regarding getting the promotion that she wants? Temperance. I think there'll be a compromise solution here, because it might well be that because this is temperance, so this is not a big surge of energy, is it? It's like it's a middle ground. So she will get something for sure, but it may not be the promotion that she's looking for. It feels, because we've got, it's not black and white. So she might be moved into a different department with maybe a bit more authority, but perhaps it isn't an abject promotion. It's just on the way, maybe. That's how this feels to me, because this is not, it's not a committed yes. It's a sort of in the mix, isn't it? It's in the mix. When we look at the Rider-Waite deck, what we have is we have the angel pouring the water from one to another, and there is a constant flow. This version is inspired more by Aleister Crowley's version. Aleister Crowley had a very interesting version of temperance, and he called it art. And he called it art because it's the art of life. It's the elements of, it's like alchemy, which is why we've got the scientific vessel here, and it's not black and white. So white might be intuition, black might be logic. Maybe we're going to find the right mix. So it's the elements of life all sort of coming into play, and we have to decide what the right mix is. So with regards to a question of will I get promotion, or what should she prepare for regarding getting promotion, it feels to me like it's not an absolute hell yeah. It's probably a version which is a bit of a fudge, maybe. So, yes and no. Yes and no. I don't think it's an absolute promotion. I don't think it's going to be the promotion that she is looking for. And I think that's, Angela, I think that's what you need to prepare for there. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? I think it's quite an interesting answer, actually, that. Quite liked it. Okay. Anybody else got a question they want to ask from the chat? So, Yashi, you said you're new here. I haven't heard any more from you. Do you read tarot, Yashi? Are you reading, or have you come to just have a look, stay under the radar, which is absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Sorry, Karen, I missed your comment about the colours on the deck. Let me just highlight that. Hold on, where am I? That one. Yes, the colours on the deck are really intentional, Karen. So they are each suit. The idea of the deck is that everything is energy, and the people on the deck are just placeholders. What's important is the energy within them. And they make the deck easy to read. Now, but when you get into, let me just show you this. So you've got obviously green for pentacles, you've got red and yellow, and black and white for swords. But let me just show you where this gets interesting. So where we've got the magician, we've got all of the elements in play, because the magician's job is to decide which energy to bring down to earth and bring to fruition. So we've got all of the energies in place here. We've got the suits in there as well. And he is an energetic conduit. His job is to bring those elements down to earth. And then we have, just showing you this because it shows you how the colors are working. So for instance, in something like the Six of Cups, where we're looking back to a memory, we have a romanticized version. We have a pink rose. We have a romanticized version of the past here. So this is your bridge between the emotional past and the emotional present. And we have this romanticized version. And this one comes up again. Hold on one second. See if I can find it very, very quickly. Why can you never find the card? There we are. So in the Eight of Cups, we're being asked to take necessary action in the story. And so the necessary action is to leave the past behind. So here we have, I know in the Rider-Waite deck, he's walking through the rocky landscape and he's got his red shoes on, and it's very cool imagery. But this is a simplified version of the story where he's leaving what his past emotional attachments, he's leaving his romanticized vision of the past behind and walking into the unknown. So we can see this pink rose is like a recurring theme. So the energy is what's important. So it basically pulls your attention to whatever the energy is in the cards, and it links the major and minor arcanas together as well. So let me show you. So we can see here that the Wheel of Fortune is in the section that is ruled by the Suit of Wands. So all of the major arcana cards which are in the Suit of Wands have this red and gold energy. And because the Emperor is in the Suit of Cups, we can see we have this pink and blue energy. So anyway, I thought I'd just talk about that because the colors are actually one of the most important parts of the deck, as well as the imagery. So I think that gave me a little excuse to talk about that. Let's go. Okay, let's have a look. What do I need to do to figure out editing first draft of my book? It's overwhelming me. Okay. That's a good question. I like that. Very interesting. Good. Right. What does Tracy need to do to figure out editing the first draft of her book? It's overwhelming. Yes, I'm sure it is. But fantastic you've got there, because you've written it, which is awesome. Okay, what does Tracy need to do to figure out editing the first draft of her book? How interesting. 10 of Cups. Well, it's because it's overwhelming you, isn't it? So do you know what I think this is? I think this is telling you to down tools for now, and kind of find a happy place. Maybe because it's overwhelming, we've got the 10 of Cups. So we need to, I think, because this is a 10, and whenever we've got a 10, we need to take a pause, don't we? Because something's gone as far as it can go. So we need to take a pause. And it could even be telling you that the first draft of your book, the bit that you've got that you're now trying to edit and you know and almost deconstruct, that's the bit that's overwhelming. So I think this, perhaps just stop and be happy that you've done it, take a step back, and then go back to the ace, and then decide where the love is. I'm kind of just going with this, Tracy, if I'm honest with you, because it needs renewal. When we're overwhelmed, we're in the 10 of Wands when we're overwhelmed. And I would say you're probably happy with the first draft. And so I'd sit with that. It might be maybe you're kind of going in too quick. So I would say sit with that and come back with new love, and maybe look at the book and decide, because the Ace of Cups is new, and it's renewed as well. So I think take a step back, relax, be happy, and then come back with a new ace, and almost start from the beginning. Start from the beginning again, and go back to the beginning and start with new love, like it was a new child. Does that make sense? I quite like that, because the Ace of Cups, don't forget, is also what's the word I'm looking for? Conception, isn't it? It's conception. And so it's what comes up if we're asking about pregnancy. The Ace of Cups can very much be a sign of pregnancy. So this is asking you to conceive anew, to have, it's like it needs to be a new baby. I can't believe I'm saying this. It needs to be a new baby, okay? And that 10 of Cups, I'm going for it now, Tracy. I'm just going for it. That 10 of Cups is the happy family. It's supportive. Look at it. Look, you've got this structure. You've got a complete structure that is now the house in which everything's going to happen. So you've done that. You've created this structure. You've created this 10 of Cups. Now it's time to step away, and it's almost like you've got to bring it into something new. You've got to bring it like it's a new birth, bring new love, and look at it like that. That was a bit crazy, wasn't it? That was a bit mad. How does that feel, Tracy? Does that make any kind of sense to you at all? I hope so. Let's have a look. It works. Put it on the back burner for a year. Yeah, you see, I feel like my love for it is starting to come back. That's the point. That's what it needs. It needs new love. And you need to treat it like a newborn thing and come at it from the start, from the beginning, and just so, yeah, lovely. I like that. That's kind of nice. That works, doesn't it? Very nice. Okay, what else have we got? Thank you for asking that question, Tracy. I like a nice creative process question. Donna, what do I need? Let's see. Nice to meet you too, Donna. What do I need to learn to be at peace in retirement as I am aging? Okay. Let's ask. Let's see what we've got for Donna. Okay. Don't you just love it when tarot answers a question with a question? We're being very Socrates here all of a sudden. So Donna, it's telling you that basically you're a bit of a crossroads here, right? And you're going to have to make a decision as to what route you're going to go. And each of these two routes is a route that requires you to abandon the other one, because the Two of Wands is dominion. So you have control here. So this is about using your will, because we're in Wands energy, we're in fire energy. So it's using your will to do what you want. So learn to be at peace. Now, gosh, that sounds like hard work, Donna, doesn't it? To learn to be at peace. I must be at peace, girl. There's no peace in that, is there? There's no peace in I need to learn to be at peace. Do you, Donna, though, you see? Because I'm not sure that's true. I'm just going to be very contentious here with your question. I don't know whether you do need to learn to be at peace. Look at the words, need, learn to be at peace in retirement as I am aging. That sounds like you need to strap yourself into a chair in front of the TV and just kind of get on with it. No, you don't. You get to decide what you're going to do next. That's what you need to do. You need to decide what you want to do. You don't need to learn to be at peace. You just need to make some decisions about what excites you. This is Wands energy. This is not peace energy. This is saying decide what route you want to go to, what takes you to the thing you desire. What do you desire, Donna? You've got to find something that actually lights you up, right? I think you're coming at it from a sort of a place that doesn't actually bring you any real passion. There's no passion in I need to learn to be at peace in retirement as I am aging. Gosh, that doesn't sound inviting, Donna, to me. Doesn't sound inviting, and the way you've written it doesn't sound like you'd think it's inviting either. So what this is saying is, what do you want to do? You don't have to be at peace. You can be at peace with the fact that the world is your oyster. You can do things that excite you, that challenge you. This is Wands. It's confidence that's needed here, not peace. You've got to decide what it is you actually want to do and then commit to it. That was very strict, Donna, wasn't it? I hope that was okay. Tell me what you think. Did I just bully you terribly? Donna's saying all I want to be is to just meditate. Maybe you do. So commit to it. It's like commit to it. Commit to whatever it is you love and gets you Arr. Cool. We've added Donna to our gang and we're going to light her up. Yes. Yes, you see, Donna, you have been assimilated into the Tarot Sisterhood. No learning to be at peace here. No. Good. Okay. Right. What have I got? I've got a couple more of these which I need to have. Oh, look, I've got one from Brian. Oh, I want to do these next two. I want to do Brian and I want to do Joey. Okay, so Brian wants to know why do I feel so stuck? Good. I'm glad you. I was only joking, Donna. You know we're not bullying you. Just putting your good. So finding that passion is what's important now. Because this is where you get to be absolutely 100% unapologetically you, which is kind of awesome. There you go. Tracy might get strict with you, Donna. I'm sorry. That's funny. I like that. All right. Okay, Brian. Brian wants to know why does he feel so stuck? So let's have a look. Okay. Well, the Hierophant. Well, Brian, the Hierophant is where we are very much caught in an ecosystem. Hello, Sharon. Sharon or Sharon? Sharon. I'll let me get you in just a second. Brian is very much caught in an ecosystem. So Brian, the Hierophant comes up when we are stuck in this instance, when we are stuck in a way that is the accepted way of doing things. This is what we religiously think. If I just hold it up here, we can see. There we go. So you can see here we've got a temple, which is a religious building. This is the source of knowledge, and the monk here is saying, whatever is written in this book, this is the knowledge that will. This is the key to the knowledge, and this is what you need to know. So what this tells you is, whatever it is you have accepted as the truth, that's what's keeping you stuck. Because whatever you've accepted as the truth about your life, about the way you're doing your life, about the rules of life, about what's possible for you, whatever you've accepted about the truth of that, that's what's keeping you stuck. So this is going to be a question of unlearning what you think are the foundations onto which you have built pretty much everything. Now, this is not a small deal, is it? It's not a small deal. And it takes a bit of courage, Brian, to look at where the system that we have adopted as being the right one. Because look, it doesn't really matter who we are, whether we're tarot readers or whether we're corporate employees or whether we're CEOs or whether we're refuse collectors. It doesn't really matter. We've all got a belief system. Every single one of us have got a belief system, and that belief system might be different to somebody else's, but we don't think it is, because we think everybody correct shares our belief system. Everybody who doesn't share our belief system is probably not correct, because otherwise we wouldn't believe it, right? Trouble is, Brian, there's a message in here that's got you ring-fenced in some way, that is telling you what you can and can't do with your life, I think. And what you have religiously thought in your life is the problem. So that might need a bit of unpicking. It's one card, sweetie, so I don't want to I don't want to, tell you all the answers are there, but that's certainly the way in which you should be looking. I think that's going to hold the key to the route out of you being stuck. Okay? That's okay. Okay, Sharon, let's have a look. Sharon Knoll, am I on the right path? Let's put Sharon up. There we go. Are you on the right path? All right. And again, what I'm going to do, Sharon, is I'm just going to edge that away from being yes or no. And I'm going to ask Tarot to give you guidance as to the path you're on. Yeah? Because it might be yes, might be no, might be maybe. So let's ask Tarot for guidance as to the path you're on. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Let's see. Well, yes, I mean, I would say yes, probably, with a caveat. So this is strength, and this again is ruled by the suit of wands, and it's ruled by the suit of wands because it's all about will. It's all about applying our will to a situation. And one of the things that I always bang on about with the strength card is that we're not going to be strong for the sake of it. That's just pointless. What we need to be is strong in alignment with our goals. So here we've got who in the character in this deck. This is the Magician standing on higher ground with a lot of energetic turbulence all around, and all of his chakras are in alignment, and he's literally just an immovable object. He's not going to be swayed. He's going to accept some discomfort. So what they're saying is, yes, but make sure you're being strong for the right reasons. Make sure that your path is one that you are actually passionate about, and that you're not being strong for the sake of it. Okay, it's not saying that you're intrinsically on the wrong path. It isn't, but it is asking you to make sure, because this is one's energy we're in with the strength card, that you're doing it because you're genuinely passionate about the path itself, and that you're not just being strong for the sake of being strong. That's really important. And I think one of the problems that I have with the Rider-Waite version is it doesn't give you that information. It just tells you to sort of tame the beast, as it were. But we don't want to tame the beast. We want to be in alignment so that we can be strong when we need to. It's the internal application of our will for the right reasons. Does that help, Sharon? So yes, but it would be tough, man. It's going to be tough, and you've got to decide whether it's worth it. Okay? Good. Okay. So if you decided, that you wanted to change from that card, right? Don't feel that you have to be strong. It's really important. Again, being strong for the right reasons. Has to be passion. It has to be because you really want it. If you don't really want it, then you're being strong for the wrong reason, right? So that's really, really important. I hope that helps answer your question. Good. I do like it when we're thrown a question back in answer to our own question. I want to answer this one on here. We've got Joey here. Joey is asking, will I ever find love? That's what Joey is asking. That's an important one. Let's see if we can help Joey. Okay. Will I ever find love? So again, yes or no. But what we'll do is we'll again, should we just go with the yes or no? What should we do? How can we best serve Joey? What does Joey need to know about finding love? Right? What does Joey need to know about finding love? Let's see. Okay, there we go. We talked about this earlier, didn't we? This Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups is walking away from what no longer works. And so Joey is obviously feeling that he doesn't know the way. And the trouble with this card, as any of us who have been in the Eight of Cups energy will know, that we're being asked to walk into the space, or here it's the woods, because there's no clear path through. On the Rider-Waite deck, we have the figure just sort of sneaking away into the mountains in half light, because we can't really see where we're going. So Joey, it just feels like you can't see where you're going, and that's hard, but you're going to have to go anyway. Now the question is why? Because it's really important when we read for people that we don't always just look at the one card, that we look at the transition between the card before and the card and the next card, because all of the Ace to 10 run in tarot, Joey, you'll forgive me if I just do this quickly, but it will make sense, I promise. We're not going to turn this into a massive tarot lesson, but this is really important, because the card preceding this is the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups is we've got no idea what's real and what isn't. We think maybe this would happen, or maybe this would happen, or maybe this would happen, or maybe I'll never find love, or maybe I will find love and it will just happen by default. And it's all of this, oh, well, maybe, right? And what this is saying, you've got to walk away from that confusion. You've got to walk away from what you've done emotionally previously and walk towards the 9. And the 9 is where your wishes are granted, is where you find personal happiness. But in order to do it, you've got to go find it. And you've got to know what it is. It's not just love. That's not good enough, Joey. You've got to know what you're going in search of. If you're going to go in search of something, you've got to have a good damn idea what it is you're looking for. And finding love is too general. That's rooted in the Seven of Cups, which is loads of confusion and a really clouded mental image. So what this card is telling you to do is go in search of what's actually going to make you happy. What does that mean? In search of love? What love? What kind of relationship? How do you want to feel properly in real life? And that's the 9. And you've got to go off in search of that thing specifically, not just love, that thing. Because we can't create in our lives that we can't first feel within ourselves. And at the moment, Joe is just feeling lost. And that's what he's creating in his life. He needs to have a proper mental picture so he can go and get it. Joey, the answer is yes. If you come up with a really properly clear picture of how it feels in your life, and then make the decision that you're going to do whatever it takes to get there, and you will. You definitely will. Ooh. I think that was an important one. I like that. That's cool. How are we doing? How are we doing on the chat? Anybody got anything else they want to ask? How are we doing? Has everybody gone into a trance with me waxing lyrical? Okay. What else have we got? Oh, I've got one here from Dieter. Why doesn't my boss like me? Let's do that. Let's help Dieter, shall we? Why doesn't Dieter's boss like her? Okay, let's see. Let's now look. Before we do this, Dieter is presupposing that her boss doesn't like her. So she's working on the assumption that her boss doesn't like her. And so therefore we'll be seeing all evidence that supports her view that her boss doesn't like her. So what I think we need to do is we need to ask instead, what would bring about a positive relationship between Dieter and her boss? Should we try that? What would bring about a positive relationship between Dieter and her boss? Because Dieter's obviously feeling some edge between them. But it may not mean that her boss doesn't like her. Let's see. What can Dieter do to bring about a positive relationship between her and her boss? Whoops. The Hanged Man. Okay, so the Hanged Man is patience. So I think that probably it's not that your boss doesn't like you. It might be your boss is going through some stuff, and that is translating as a less than positive attitude. Because the Hanged Man came up earlier on the live, and one of the things that we need to do with the Hanged Man is we need to sacrifice the way we're thinking. So Dieter, this is sacrifice the way you're thinking. How would you behave to your boss if you thought your boss liked you? How would you behave? If you were to sacrifice that thought, why does my boss doesn't like me? What would you do differently? And if you thought your boss genuinely liked you, but was perhaps not behaving very positively towards you, you might want to know why. You might want to lean in. You might want to ask if everything's okay. You might behave differently, you see. So this is have patience and let go of your thinking and get a different perspective. And I think things will change. That's what it's saying. Things will change. So there's something happening energetically between you. You're both flipping off each other here. You don't think your boss likes you, and therefore you're probably behaving in micro signals that actually underpins that. Your boss is returning the message back to you again. So you've got to stop that. And you've got to let go of the fact she doesn't like you. Have some patience and behave in completely the opposite, as if the opposite were true. Completely as if turn it on its head. Your boss does like you. Now how are you going to navigate the relationship? So I don't think it's true that your boss doesn't like you. I think you've just got some messed up communication going on. Interesting. Hello, Amanda. You had to talk to a fireman at the door. Oh, I say. It's kind of like a nice manly fireman at the door. Are French firemen kind of, hunky? Are they? We feel they must be because they're French and they're firemen. So just saying, would be a hard message if he wasn't cute, wouldn't it? Pompier. What's Pompier? What does that mean? Is Pompier cute? They do everything, fireman amateurs. He was Pompier. Oh, okay. I say. So he's like a superhero guy then. Bless him. All those guys, eh? All right, so I haven't got many. I've got one more. I've got one more on my list, and I've got Louise. Now, this is an interesting one. Louise, what should I do next in my life? Now, it's quite a general question, and we do have to be a little bit careful with generalized questions because this is just an overarching thing. What should I do next? Well, that could mean anything from, don't forget the 2-for-1 in Tesco's to, go on a course at work and get to the next level. It could mean anything, couldn't it? So we're looking at an approach, I think. So let's boil it down to an approach in life. So with regards to the overarching energy of your life, Louise, what should you be putting your attention on next for the best effect? Well, Knight of Pentacles, you should just keep going, sweetie. You just got to keep going. So this is doing the hard yards is what this is. Doing the hard yards. It's not telling you to do anything different. You may not be happy with that advice, but it's basically saying you've got to keep going. Just keep going. Stay in the process. Whatever it is you're doing, do it diligently. And it may not be exciting. It may not feel like it's exactly setting your world alight, but it will bear fruit over time, and it may take longer than you think, but you'll get there. But you've got to do it right. It's the farmer, isn't it? So our Knight of Pentacles is sat on a tractor because he's ploughing the seeds, planting the seeds, nurturing the seeds, bringing in the harvest, selling the produce, doing the right thing at the right time in the right order for the right result. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to do the process, whatever it is, just keep on going. To keep on going. Gosh. Okay. So what do we think? How are we? That's my favorite idea. Thank you, Tracy. Yes, I wanted modes of transport which sort of reflected the energy of the card, and of course Pentacles being of the earth and also about growth. So it's all about what you're growing and what experience you're creating in your life. Pentacles are incredibly important, and they're not in any way trivial. They are the point of the entire tarot deck. And people treat them as just like, oh, it's just every day. It's just it's just every day. It's just the down to earth. It's not. It's not. It's not. They are what we're growing. The point of the tarot deck is the 10 of Pentacles, and that's the point. That's what we're all. That's our holy grail. And the Knight of Pentacles is doing the process to get there. And it's not easy because it's slow, because the earth energy is a slow energy. It feels like it's taking ages. So tractor, because it's not an exciting ride, is it? You have to make yourself laugh, don't you? For a while. Good, good, good. All right. So has anybody got anything that they want to ask me? Anything, just to finish up with? We're about 8:30, so I'm going to lie down with a cold compress. Anybody got anything they just want to close with or ask or anything at all? It is all good. Nope. Okay. Good. All right then. I tell you what we'll do. We'll take one guidance card to us all for the week ahead. If there is any kind of community energy going on, what should we all be guided by for the week ahead? So we've got I've got my monthly video coming out at the end of this month. So this is just for this final week. So what should we all be guided by for this week ahead? The Chariot! Yay! Hello, Jessica. How lovely to see you, darling. Have you just arrived? You just got home from work? I think you must be. I'd like to introduce Jessica to everybody. There we go. This is Jessica. Jessica is one of my one of my earliest students on my my mastery course. She was brilliant. She challenged me. She was on fire. Brilliant. We stayed friends, and she's fantastic, and she lives in Madrid, and she has an awesome shamanic drum. She banged over my head, and it was like being showered with the most incredible energy. Just saying. Jessica's magic drum. Oh, gorgeous. So the Chariot is what we all need to be guided by. Again, another Wands energy card. And can you see the similarity here between this energy road with that eight of Wands? You see that? This is escalation. This is us getting to where we want to go. So we're in the position of the driver. We have a blank rear mirror. We're not looking back. We're only looking at our goal, and we are not going to get distracted. So this week, oh bless, I'm going to put that up, Jessica, because loving you for that. Oh, thank you. Hide it now. So we need to be really, really focused on what we want to do this week and not let ourselves get pulled off track. Because if the Strength card is will applied internally, then the Chariot card is will applied externally. So we have to apply our will, and we have to basically just drive through any distractions or any arguments or nothing. Just motor on through that, because this is where we want to get, and that's where we're going to get, and that's it. And there's no argument. It's the Chariot. Boom. So there we go. So we can all do that this week. That's what we're doing. All right. It was lovely to see you. I will be back next week with some more. So I hope to see you all then. It was lovely to see you, Amanda and Tracy and Karen and Sharon and Donna and Karen A. I don't know if you're still there, Karen A. If I've missed anybody off, please forgive me. Oh, Yashi, who was quiet, but maybe we'll hear from Yashi next week. We don't know. But anyway, it was lovely to see you all. And of course, Jessica, sorry coming right at the end, Jessica, but we're kind of done. Lovely to see you all. I will see you next week, and have a lovely, lovely week. Yes. Bye-bye.